Hello, beautiful souls. Yay, the manifestation blueprint activation video all in one. I'm super excited about this one. We will be going over each spectrum. Now think of your manifestation blueprint like a recipe, right? You add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and voila, creation, right? Manifestation. Now remember, this is very, very key. In manifestation, what you're actually doing is becoming a vibrational match for your manifestation. And how do we do this? We shift vibrationally through new actions that make us slightly uncomfortable. Remember, you cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. All right. So in the manifestation blueprint, we're going to be talking about spectrums, all right, starting with 0 to 100. Now, somewhere in there is where you're going to land in that spectrum. Now, each spectrum has two different energies. Just drew a blank on that one. But also, too, as you start to manifest, you're going to encounter what's called dissonance. This is when you are no longer a vibrational match for your current circumstances, but you're not quite a match for your new circumstances. Now, of course, we are constantly manifesting all day, every day, 24/7. We are manifesting. However, most souls manifest subconsciously. They manifest 90 to 95% of their reality from their subconscious mind, which are also the Akashic records. So of course, the more reading and clearing work that we can do in our Akashic records, the more conscious we become as a manifester. You'll start to see that scale slide gradually and gradually and gradually until you want to be 100% conscious creator of your reality. And this takes time, right? It takes many readings, many clearings. And of course, everyone moves at their own pace. Now also too, when you're manifesting, sometimes you will encounter what's called ego resistance. Now remember, our ego's only purpose is to get us safely from birth to death. It's to keep us safe, right? When we start to shift our vibrational state of being, our ego doesn't know that that vibrational state is safe. So sometimes we get ego resistance. Most people fail at manifestation when they reach the dissonance, right? When things start to just fall apart, which we'll go over that more specifically in one of the spectrums coming up. All right. So definitely, if you're manifesting and you're out there and you're doing new actions and everything, you also want to make sure that you list the emotion that you want to experience because of your manifestation, and then do all of those actions in that emotion. And then if it still doesn't happen, then you want to make sure you're doing all your actions in that emotion. A lot of times too, people will fail because they'll have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake, right? Trying to manifest. They'll say they're trying to manifest more abundance, right? More money, more pentacles. And they're going around, they're taking all new actions in their career and doing this and getting outside their comfort zone and everything. But then at home, they're manifesting a whole bunch of obligation, lack template there. So it is about every action, not just one. Because anytime we shift vibrationally, it ripples into all areas of our life. But by focusing on one area, it will actually improve all the areas of our lives. Awesome. Now too, when you're manifesting, you might do a temporary shift, right? Let's say you're trying to manifest the perfect love or the dream partner. Suddenly, You get asked out on a date, and it's like perfect. Everything, there's birds singing in the trees, and everything is perfect, and then you don't hear back from them. Ever. That would be a temporary vibrational shift, okay? What you have to do is you have to keep going. You have to push through the dissonance, right? Until you reach your manifestation, till you reach your goal. And I would also too highly recommend the Akashic future reading. Those are so powerful, especially when you're trying to manifest a desired something specific, right, in a certain amount of time. And it also includes a ton of great information as well, especially about vibrational shifting. All right, so back to the activation. Now, the PDF does have instructions, so you want to write those out. I find that once you write out your original blueprint, you can lay it next to your on a nightstand next to your bed, or put it on your bathroom mirror, just somewhere where you can look at it subconsciously. Now, back to the spectrums. All right, so we're going to start with process and outcome. Process is at the 0 point. Outcome is at the 100 point. Now, let's say you fall somewhere in the middle, right? And we'll say 10 points this way, 10 points that way. So here's middle, 50. And let's say you're a 57 or 42. You could actually have a little bit of both, okay? But you're always going to be more dominant in the one that you fall with, all right? So if your process is all about having a plan. You need a detailed step-by-step plan how you're going to get from point A to point B. If you're wanting to manifest something and you're a process person, then you need to make lists, right? You need a plan. You need a plan of action and what you're going to do to get to point B. Now, if you're an outcome manifester, you're not going to worry about how you're going to get from point A to point B. No, you just focus on the outcome. You focus on point B, where you want to go. Do not try to figure out how you're going to get there, because you will get stuck. Take it from someone who has done it. You will get stuck, right? So that's when vision boards work, right? Where you just envision what you want and then let it happen, right? You don't know how you're going to get from point A to point B. But like I said, some people are, somewhat right on the edge in the middle of the spectrum. So they might have a little bit of both, where they see the outcome, they focus on the outcome, but then they have a process, a plan on how to get there. All right, so the next one that we're going to be talking about is probably one of my favorites. Internal is at 0. External is at 100. This is all about relationships, okay? If you're an internal manifester, your motto is this: how I treat myself is how others will treat me. How I treat myself is how the universe is going to treat me. That was life-changing for me, because we're raised in the whole external part of the spectrum. Treat others how you want to be treated, right? So it is that external. You know what I mean? It's about how you treat others is how others are going to treat you, how the universe is going to treat you. So if you're an external manifester, it's very important, number one, that you have relationships, right, with other people. And also, too, it's very important how you treat them is how the universe is going to treat you. Now, if you're an internal manifester, the better you treat yourself, it's all about the relationship with yourself, is how others will treat you. And I will give a little story here, because I ran around for years trying to please other people. I kept treating other people like I wanted to be treated and never got anywhere. The second that I had my manifestation blueprint activation and I became that internal manifester, which that's my primary, or not my primary, but that's the spectrum that is part of my recipe, my whole life changed. Suddenly, everyone loved me. Everyone treated me so awesome. I was like, all right. So definitely, for those of you that are internal manifestors, that is a life changer. All right. Now, the next spectrum that we're going to be going over is consistent is at 0. Variable is at 100. Now, this is about the actions, the type of actions, new actions required in order for us to manifest new circumstances, to manifest our intentions. If you're a consistent manifester, it's going to be like playing, think of it like a song, right? Or not a song for consistent. No, think about hitting one note on the piano over and over and over and over, louder and louder and louder. That's consistent. You want one new action, and you want to do that one new action over and over and over. Now, if you're variable, it's going to be like playing music. You're going to have all sorts of keys, right? You're going to be like, and they should be somewhat aesthetic with one another. So you're going to do a variety of new actions. Now, this is very, very important. This is where the dissonance comes in. If you're a consistent manifester, the dissonance will show up in one big way, in one life area, and it'll be, whoa. So when you choose your one new action, it should be something brand new. Doesn't mean go eat, Thai food at the new restaurant. No, that's not a new action. It should be something that makes you slightly uncomfortable. You're going to choose one action, and you're going to do that action over and over, 2, 3, 4 times a week, whatever you can manage. And then when the dissonance shows up, it's going to show up in one big way. Now, if you're a variable manifester, you're going to be doing a variety of new actions, right? But the dissonance is going to show up in a variety of ways. Suddenly, your hairdresser forgets your favorite haircut and gives you a mohawk or whatever. There's going to be like all these little annoying things, right? Suddenly, you get a flat tire. Suddenly, your babysitter canceled. And it's going to show up in all areas of your life, right? It's really going to be like, holy crap. Can anything go right? However, it's more subtle, depending on the vibrational shift that you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to go from, we'll just use abundance, right? From $2,000 per monthly income to $10,000, that's a huge difference, right? So the dissonance is going to be more powerful, more intense. So also think about that when you're manifesting. Think about your intentions, especially when you're working with money. Now, if you're wanting to manifest the perfect partner, you want to make sure you make a list, every attribute you want. But make sure you list the emotion for each one of those things that you want to experience because of that characteristics, whatever. Because, and this is so interesting too, when most people will attract the same type of relationship over and over and over because they might be similar in their characteristics. On paper, they're perfect, but then they have a whole nother emotional experience. So by including those energies, it's so, so powerful. All right, so the next spectrum is reinventive and innovative. All right, now this is about what type of creator that you are. If you're reinventive, it's more about taking something that already exists and then reinventing it to make it better, to make it work for you in a better way, more efficiency, or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. It is about reinventing. Now, if you're innovative, it's about creating something brand new, right? Like Steve Jobs with the Apple. You know, it's something really that's just not here on this planet. Most clients are reinventive. I do have some innovative clients, but truly also too, especially if you're trying to find your mission path, your mission work. If you're reinventive, the path finds you, and then you reinvent it. So you may study several modalities or do several different things, and then you take whatever it is and you reinvent it, right? You make it better, you make it work for you. If you're innovative, then it comes from within. It's about letting it come out of you because you're innovative. Okay, so the next one is instigative and reactive. Instigative being 0, reactive being 100. And this was another huge one for me. It made so much sense. If you're instigative, that means that it comes from within, right? Instigative and reactive is all about your ambition, your desire, right? Your motivation to move, to change your vibrational state of being. If you're instigative, then you have to be the one that inspires yourself, motivate yourself. Even though, let's say, everyone's telling you, oh, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. Should is the like template. And the more you should an instigative person into doing something, the more they won't do it. And then one day when you stop shooting them, they'll show up and they'll have this brand new idea. And you're like, well, I've been trying to get you to do that for 2 years. It's because they have to be the ones to motivate and inspire themselves. Now, reactive are more about, they'll see something that they want. They'll see someone else in the perfect relationship, or they'll see the perfect home, or whatever it is. That's reactive. It's almost like they find their inspiration and their motivation by observing others, right? They'll see something over there and they're like, that looks interesting. I want to create that for myself too. So it is two different ends of the spectrum, which I love reactive clients. They're just so much fun, right? All right, definitely. And not to mention, I don't know if it's because I'm instigative. You know, we always want to be something that we're not, right? This thing would be so cool to be reactive, you know, to just wander around observing others. But yet, if you're instigative, it's kind of like sitting around going, what do I want to create? Or maybe I don't want to create anything at all, regardless. All right, so the next spectrum is integrative and exclusive. Another one of my favorites. All right, integrative is all about collecting vibrational states, right? They collect people, things. They'll have even hoarders. If you see a hoarder, they're integrative, right? But what happens is when they bring in all these vibrational states into their experience, what happens is you get dissonance between those things. So they actually, it just doesn't work, right? Especially if you collect people. There's all types of people, right? And, you know, it doesn't mean that those people are going to get along. There might be dissonance there. There might be triggering that occurs. So obviously, if you're integrative, you definitely want to become more active about releasing things, people, places, things that no longer serve you, right? You'll feel amazing. That is so key for integrative manifestors. Now, exclusive manifestors. It's all about excluding vibrations, okay? You have to experience what you don't want in order to experience what you want. So it is about that, oh, I like this, oh, I don't like that, or oh, yeah, I kind of like this, but it could change a little bit. So that is exclusive. And exclusive manifestors have no issue cleaning house. They will throw out all their clothes, give away all their possessions, because they don't get attached to that. It's all about excluding, no, no, no. Ah, yes, there we go. All right, now the final spectrum is similarity and contrast. Now this is how we engage in vibrational situations. And the easiest way that I find to describe this is like, for example, how we dress, especially for women. We want to be similar, you know, call up our friends and say, hey, what are you wearing? Are you wearing blue, black, red? They like to a little bit match, color coordinate, or something similar. Are you wearing a dress or pants? You know, similar. Also, too, when it comes to vibrational states of being, they need to experience a similar vibration to where they want to go. So, for example, if they're wanting to manifest fame, right? If they want to be a famous author, then it would best serve them if they went and put themselves in situations where it's possible to meet famous authors, book signings, and things like that. Now, for contrast, they're more about experiencing the opposite of that vibration, which is then propels them to the vibrational state of being that they desire. So these people will definitely always want to be in contrast with their environment in people's situations. I mean, if you say, all right, we're going to this event and everyone needs to wear pink or everyone needs to wear green, they'll show up in like purple, bright orange, because they need contrast. They need to experience the opposite vibration of what it is that they're wanting to manifest. All right, awesome. And if you have any questions at all, just let me know. But it is an automatic activation. So just follow the instructions in the PDF, and blessings into infinity.